you to do is do not prejudge. Don't make a decision for somebody else. The big three starts with your phone. Every single person on your phone goes on the list. You're saying, you mean I need to write them all down? Yep. Write them all down. 2, everybody in your email. There's people in your email or Gmail or wherever email you have that are not in your phone numbers. Write them all down. 3rd is social media. Every person you're connected to on social media. Write them down, add them to your list. Every single one. People say, I don't know anybody. Show me your Facebook. I don't know anybody. Show me your Instagram. I don't know anybody. Show me your TikTok. How many followers do you have? How many friends do you have? How many people are you connected to? How many groups are you involved in? Every single person you're connected to on social. It's starting to become a pretty big list, right? These big 3, phone, email, social. Now, I would also add some other communication apps. There might be some people in your WhatsApp that are not on your phone, like in your address book on your phone or in your contacts on your phone for your cell. There might be people WeChat or Telegram or Discord or whatever. Any of those, write them down. Got it? Those are your big 3. Part 2. So write down the big 3. You got it? That's your first assignment, is to make this list. Second is, who do they know? And it's really easy to find out who they know. The social media channels will teach you who they know. And you probably know those people too. So if you go to your friends on Facebook as an example, and I know it's archaic, it's for older people, but it's still a good platform. Go onto Facebook and click on their friends, and you'll realize that you actually know a lot of their people. And you can add those people to your list because you have a point of connection. Who do the people that you know, who do they know? Okay? 3rd is, where do you do business? Who are all the business people? Where does your money go? Who do you do business with? Where do you spend money? Who does your insurance? Who does your real estate? Who's your dentist? Who's all these different places where you spend money? Where do you regularly spend money? Make a list of those people. 4th, network on purpose. And here's what I mean by that. If I was dropped into your city, and I know we have a lot of countries here. Name a country I've probably never been to. Macedonia. I haven't been to Macedonia. I have friends in Macedonia, but I haven't been to Macedonia. If you drop me into Macedonia, you know how long it would take me to get known in Macedonia? To know a lot of people in Macedonia? Maybe 1 week. I would quickly find somebody who was bilingual, and I would have that person introduce me to every single influencer in that entire city, one by one, and I'd introduce myself, and I'd say hello, and I'm looking to expand a business, and I'm looking for powerful people. I understand you're a powerful person. You may or may not be interested, but I need the connection. Will you help me make connections? I could very quickly build a network. Forget about building a business. I could build a network. I could become known in Macedonia in a week, 2 weeks, certainly less than a month. Having never been there, not speaking the language. Okay? Without flexing who I am, none of that. Going in incognito, if that word translates. Going in under disguise. I could quickly be building a business, and so can you in your local market. You have to treat finding prospects like it's your business plan. Network on purpose. Go meet the powerful people in your town. Go make a point to take successful people to lunch. Go meet business owners. Go meet influencers. Go meet the head of your religious organizations. Go meet the top salespeople in your town. Go meet the entrepreneurs. Go join some networking groups. Network on purpose. Join a gym. Be part of a community. Add a hobby to your life. Network on purpose. If you're going to be a pro, this is part of the game. Network on purpose. So that's number 4. Number 5 is just the people you meet. I wish the chat was open so I could prove something to you. Okay? But those of you, I can't even figure out a way to prove it, but with the chat the way it is. But I will tell you this. If I had to guess, of all the 6-figure earners in Herbalife, how many of their current team they knew the day they joined Herbalife? How many did they know the day they joined Herbalife? and how many did they meet after they joined Herbalife? I think the number would be something like 98% they met after they joined Herbalife. So it doesn't matter who you know now. It really doesn't. What matters is that you move forward and you meet people consciously. You can meet people online. You can join different online social groups. You can connect with people in your community. You can volunteer. You can pay attention when somebody serves you food. Pay attention when somebody drives your Uber. Pay attention when somebody checks you into the hotel. Pay attention when somebody gives you service or sells you a pair of shoes. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is what professionals do. You know what they do? They collect friends. That's what I want you to do. Collect friends. Now, I know a lot of you in the nutrition clubs, you're in the food service business primarily. You're like Starbucks, but healthy, which is great. And it gives you an opportunity to meet more people. Instead of just having a transaction, you can actually build rapport and build a relationship with those people. That's a skill. That's an extra step. That's something that if you do it, you're going to get better results. Okay? So collect friends, generally. The big three, people you know, who they know, right? All the places where you do business, where you spend money. Network on purpose, number 4. And the people you meet as you continue to live your life is number 5. If you do that, I used to tell people to set a goal to add at least 2 people to their list every single day. If you do, that's like 700 people a year. It's 3,500 people in 5 years. It's 7,000 people in 10 years. You're never going to have time to reach them all. You're going to be more busy than you have time. But this is a discipline. This is you becoming a professional, not an amateur. This is you not hoping to get lucky. This is you just deciding to become good. You're going to be 5 years older anyway. You might as well be 5 years older and a lot more influential than 5 years older and still hiding in your house. I want you to become a citizen of the world, to find these prospects. Because do they need your products? Yes or no? Put an emoji if they need your products. If the world needs your products. Do they or don't they? And you're being so selfish that you're not even willing to find them and tell them that you have it. You have the solution to their problem. But you have to find them first. Then you have to find a way to tell them second. Build a connection with them and then tell them what you have. And let them make a decision. They could say no. They could decide to stay unhealthy if they want. I made a decision to be unhealthy for most of my life because I'm rebellious by nature. And I just decided to make getting healthy my idea. And things started to change. So collect friends and stay in touch. And I have a tool for you. This book is called The Ultimate Memory Jogger. It's prepared for Herbalife. And this book will help you build an ever-expanding list of contacts that you can connect with. And it'll give you every idea you could possibly think of, plus the ability to build a list, a candidate list, inside of this book. The company's going to send this book to you in your language just for being a part of this program. My free gift to you as part of your ability to start collecting friends, to build connections with people. Now, so be looking forward to that. When are they going to get this? It depends on when the translation happens. As quick as the translation happens, we'll get it to you. Okay? We've been going fast. So this wasn't like 3 months in the making. This was Friday to today. So we're going as fast as we can. We're making sure it's all legal and it's compliant and everything else. And the team's doing an amazing job. Company's doing an amazing job. So how do you, once you have this list, how do you engage in conversation? How do you engage in conversation? Remember, what is our goal? Do you remember our goal? What is our goal through this whole process? To educate people to the point that they understand what you have. Not to sell, not to convince, not to recruit, not to do anything, but to educate them so they understand. Once they're educated, they can say, hey, this is a good fit for me or it's not. So how do you engage in these conversations? It's pretty simple. You just need to start a conversation. Just say hello. So you're going to be like, Eric, come on, really? Just say hello? Yep. For this week, I want you to pretend that you don't have a product. And I want you to pretend that you don't have an opportunity. And I want you to be a human being. And I want you to start as many conversations as you can possibly start. And some of you are like, well, what should I say? You can start with hello. Pick up your phone, pick somebody, and say, hi. That counts. If you want to go advanced, go look at their social media profile, find out what's happening in their life, and say, hey, I see that this is happening. Congratulations. Or I see that this is happening. Condolences. But you can customize it. Or I saw, if there's somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, I saw your face in my phone and it made me smile. What's new? How's 2024? Now, with social media, you got to be careful, because if you start copy pasting a million Facebook messages, they're going to put you in Facebook jail. They're going to slow you down. So maybe send 5 messages here and then move over and 5 messages in WhatsApp, and then move over 5 DMs on Instagram, and then move over, 5 emails, or maybe 5 phone calls, or 5 text messages, whatever. But start a conversation with as many people as you possibly can. This is called fill in the funnel. Well, I'll get to fill in the funnel in a second. But I want you to start as many conversations with as many people as possible. What did I say before? All business is conversation. You do not have a quality problem. You have a quantity problem. You're not talking to enough people about your business. And I understand there might be some psychic damage, some previous PTSD about talking about your opportunity. And I understand the pivot to just focus on customer. I get it. It's healthy. It's great. It's wonderful. Nothing happens until we make a sale to a customer. But we do need scale, because if we don't add more distributors, the company and your team is going to age out. There's going to be less and less people having to sell more and more to just stay at the same level. Wouldn't it be better to have hundreds and then thousands of people on your team that are all doing a little bit? Can everybody start a conversation? Yes, everybody can. What am I going to say? Hey, listen, you don't need to stress about what you're going to say. Be a real human being. Forget you have a company. Forget you have a product. Forget you have an opportunity. And just be a human being and say hello. So your job is to start the conversation and then build rapport with that person. And the way you build rapport is by keep the conversation going. Send them an emoji, send them something funny, send them this. And again, think of this like you're playing tennis. You hit the ball across, you started the conversation. And I want you to start so many conversations that if some don't hit the ball back, it doesn't even bother you. Start a conversation. If somebody hits it back, then think of something fun and then respond back to them. Now, don't overdo it by having 8,000 messages in one day with one person. Spread it out, make it appropriate like you would with a normal person. Start the conversations, keep the conversations going. Keep it light, keep it friendly, keep it hopeful, keep it complimentary, keep it encouraging, right? You're going to be looking for a pivot, and we're going to talk about the pivot next week, but you're going to be looking for a moment in that conversation, and it's going to happen one of 2 ways. Either they're going to say, so tell me about you. What are you up to? And I'm going to teach you exactly what to say when that happens next week. Okay? But don't worry about that right now. What I would say, hey, don't worry about me right now. Let me ask more questions about you. Or you can pivot. If they don't ask the question, you can pivot a week from now, and you can say, you know what? Since we talked a week ago, I can't get you out of my head, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to approach that person to start the education process. So one way or the other, there's a pivot point. There's this moment that's going to happen in the conversation that's going to help you to educate the prospect. I don't want you to be a bull in the china shop just going straight for the gut, just going straight, hey, I want to sign you up. That's not necessary, and it's not really effective. So I want you to build rapport, build friendship, have some fun. If there's a meme that's funny, makes you think of them, send them the meme. If there's something going on in their life, talk about what's going on in their life. What's going on with your kids? What's going on with your health? What's going on with your family? What's going on with your job? What's going on with the fun in your life? Where are you going on vacation this year? What are your plans for summer? Whatever. How's your health journey going? Whatever. And if let's say you've gone out there like a bull in a china shop, and some people have said, is this about Herbalife? You're just trying to call me again about Herbalife because that's the last time I heard from you. Say, hey, relax. Doesn't need to be about Herbalife. I'm just having a conversation. You're not a transactional friend. Okay? We're just having a conversation. Relax. Let's just have a conversation. Just tell me what's going on with your life. Does this sound like something you could possibly do? Start conversations with people? Put an emoji in the chat if you feel like this is something you could do. Forget the fact that there's a business. Forget the fact that there's an opportunity. You could just start a conversation with people. Okay? At scale now. At scale. And build rapport. How do you build rapport? Keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. Some are going to ghost you. Doesn't matter. I want you to have so many conversations that you don't even pay attention to who's ghosting you. Got it? All right. You're going to keep the conversation going. Like I said, don't overdo it. Get creative. Look for the pivot. And we're going to discuss the pivot next week. Keep the conversation going. Have it light. Have it fun. Be it normal. Even if they ask you about your business, just say, that's not important right now. I'm calling to ask about you. And put it back on them for this week. Okay? Just this week. We'll get there next week. And I'll give you tools that will absolutely open the door for education and understanding. Okay? I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to help you do it. If you've ever been frustrated or stuck or feel like you're underperforming when it comes to recruiting and building a team, those days are over. If you'll stay committed here with me. I got you. Okay? We're going to do this together. Let's talk about filling the funnel. Take a look at this. If you imagine a funnel, right? And if you take a drop of honey and you just drop one drop into that funnel, what's going to happen? Is it going to come out the bottom? It's not going to come out the bottom. It's going to dry up on the sides. It's just the chance of you getting a new distributor at the bottom is really questionable. Even if you drop one drop a month, you're just going to have a crusty funnel. And some of you have a crusty funnel right now because you've been dropping here and a dropping there and dropping here and dropping there, and you're wondering why it doesn't flow. In order to do this right, you've got to fill the funnel. You've got to overflow the funnel with so many conversations, so many interactions, so much engagement, so much involvement that new distributors naturally come through and join your business. That's what I want to help you accomplish over the course of these 3 weeks. Instead of drip, 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 let's just do it. Let's just go after it. Okay? So throw an emoji in there if you're willing to go after it. If you really want to go after it. I don't care which emoji. I'm only seeing 3 or 4 of them anyway. And I want, especially anybody who hasn't done at least one emoji since we started, put an emoji in the chat. If you haven't done one emoji, put an emoji in the chat just to show that you're alive. I just want to see that you exist. Okay, I don't know if you exist because I can't see your name tied to it, but welcome, the rest of you. So I have a challenge for you to end this first training. It's called the Conversation Challenge. And this is going to start your April. It's going to kick off your 2024 in a major, major way. And I want you to set big goals. Now, I'm not doing this, but I want you to imagine this. Imagine I was paying you $100 for every single person you started a conversation with. Cash. All you had to do was say hello. All you had to do was let's just say you had to say something and they had to respond. And I don't even care what it was. You just couldn't tell people that this challenge was on, but I gave you $100 for every single one that you did. How many could you do in the next 7 days? It's got to be a big number, right? It's got to be a huge number. If it's not, I think you're crazy. Because that's one of the easiest things in the world to do. I'm pretending I don't have a business. I don't have to pitch anything. I'm pretending I don't have a product. All I'm going to do is start conversation and keep the conversation going. That's all I want you to do. So here's where the challenge comes from. I want you to set a goal, and I can't see it in the chat, but I want you to write a goal down. What's the number of conversations that you can start in this next 7 days between now and the next training? What's the number of conversations that you can start? Okay? Because how long does it take to send a text? How long does it take to send a WhatsApp? How long does it take to send a DM? How long does it take? Doesn't take that long, right? How long does it take to send an email? How long does it take to make a phone call? Doesn't take that long. Whatever app, whatever platform, you have your goal? All right. Now I want you to double the goal. Double the goal. Whatever that goal is, double it. Because if you could do the first number, you can do the second number. And which is going to get you a better result next week once we have all these conversations going? Double the number or half? Double is going to get you better. If you can do the one, you can do the second one. I don't care how busy you are. You can do this while you're sitting in the bathroom. You can do this in between your life, 15 minutes at a time, 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. Increase the conversations. So have you doubled your goal now? Did you write it down? Now I want you to double it again. Double it again. And like, okay, this is a big number. Why not you? Why not a big number? Why not a big 2024? Why not a big April? Why not? I mean, if you hit your conversation goal, the chances of you getting into Premier League go up so astronomically. It's almost impossible to measure. But would you agree with me, the more quantity we get at the beginning and we go through the process of educating those people, the more chances we have that those people will join as distributors? And not only that, some of them will start on their journey towards Premier League. Can you see that? Also, the ability for you to help every single one of those qualified distributors earn a ticket to Extravaganza in North America. In the different markets, it's different. But if you front load the conversations, you win. So I want you to really go back to that double-double. I want you to really commit to that double-double. Go crazy on the emojis if you're going to commit to your double-double. And forget what you're going to say. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn that didn't work, that worked, that didn't work, that worked. Doesn't matter. You're going to be doing so many. Don't make a decision for somebody else. Have as many conversations as you can possibly have. And you're going to fill the funnel with prospects. Don't worry what we do with them, because that's going to happen next week. Fill the funnel with prospects. If you accept this conversation challenge, put an emoji in the chat. If you accept this conversation challenge, I don't even care which one it is. You're laughing, you're crying, you're ta-daing, you're thumbs-upping. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm fine. But if I see an emoji, then I'm believing that you're going to commit to this conversation challenge. This is the time for you to change your life. And I want you to get everybody in your team to commit to this conversation challenge as well. Because if you'll do that, it's game over. It's game over. Because next week, guess what we're going to do? We're going to teach your team how to introduce Herbalife to all of those people that you're talking to. We're going to teach you and everybody in your team how to introduce Herbalife to everybody that you have in that funnel in a way that feels comfortable to you, whether you're skilled or not, whether you're scared or not, whether you're a big shot and an earner or not. It doesn't matter. All business is education. We're here to educate. So, to wrap this up, I'm going to see all of you next week, where we're going to start introducing all of the prospects you started conversations with this week. We're going to start introducing those people to Herbalife, and I'll teach you exactly how to do it. Don't even stress. Don't worry about it. Until then, get chatty. Get out there. Talk to more people. Use your phone. Talk to everybody. Be interested in people. Be interested. Ask questions. Find out about them. Learn as much as you can. Say less about yourself and ask more about them. And next week, we're going to talk about introducing Herbalife to your prospects. That's when I'm going to teach you how to recognize when to pivot to the opportunity, how to have that conversation, but you don't need to worry about that right now. Right now, this week, you need to worry about quantity. Quantity of conversations, quantity of something you can do. Wherever you are in the world, whatever your circumstance, whatever has led you to this moment to have this conversation with me, I believe it's happened for a reason. And I believe we're meant to do something historic. And I believe it starts in April. And I believe 2024 is going to be a year that 20 years from now, people are going to look back at and say, oh my gosh, I wish I was there. I wish I was there on that first Zoom towards Premier League. I wish I was one of the first people to qualify for Premier League. I wish I was one of the people who was able to learn at that very beginning, because there were legends created. There are legends watching right now in markets all over the world. We don't know who many of them are yet, but I know you're there. And if you don't believe it, borrow my belief in you. We're going to do this together. I'm honored and I'm excited to be able to provide what I know, added to what you've done and what you know, added to the DMOs that are working in your markets with respect to all of your leaders. And next week, we're going to get into how specifically to introduce Herbalife and the Herbalife opportunity to all the people that you have in the funnel. Don't worry about it now. We're going to do it then, okay? So I'll look forward to seeing you then. And everybody, have a spectacular rest of your day. Wherever you are in the world, whatever language you're speaking in the world, whatever culture you're in or what country you're in. I can't wait to see you in person sometime soon. Until then, I will see you next week. Fill up the funnel. The conversation challenge starts right now. I'll see you next week.
You're simply